competition?
You know, a little lost right now, just because still trying to analyze what exactly wasn't on tonight. So it's really tough pill to swallow. 785, I think, is what it took to make the final, which that's got to be some kind of record low for the last few Olympics not to be able to put together. But I mean, I guess it kind of is a testament to I wasn't the only person having issues today. You know, it's a pretty fast runway. Plays with your approach a little bit. Not really exactly sure what went wrong, but you know, I gave it everything I could. Really expected to be in the final. And so really sad to be going away.
You got your first jump in. I mean, at that point, you must have felt like first jumps in. Were you feeling quite confident at that point, or were you still having some issues? Or?
No, you know, I was actually okay with the opening jump. Opening close to 780 is usually a good thing for me. A couple times this season, I opened it with a 770 something, and then went 8 plus on the second jump, and so I was actually feeling good at that point. And then on the 781, I was like, okay, we're making progress, we're good. Moved back a little bit more because I was a bit ahead of my check, and thought it would come together. And not exactly sure what the issue is. I'll have to look at the tape. But no, going into the third round, I was excited to get the jump in, but I wasn't stressing out like I've been in the past, like I was in London. I was a little more calm and confident. I was like, okay, no problem, we're going to get it done, and just didn't put it together, which is...
I guess there's a horrible weight then, I guess. You know, I can see on the monitor you're sort of sitting just lap of the gods, I suppose, at that point, I guess.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's rough because, I mean, I've been training so very, very well and competing at a high level pretty much all season and all last year, building into this year. And, you know, I don't want to make any excuses or anything. I didn't have my full support group here today. And in the end, who knows, that might have made a difference. But, you know, I've done it before, so I should have been able to do it today, so it's on me.
You know, I noticed one thing. You weren't usually your bubbly self coming out. You look like business.
Yeah, you know, today was about business, and that's the way I approached the World Championships last year. You know, this business, get this over with and get to tomorrow. And I came in with the same mentality. And, you know, it just, man, that's the long jump, you know. You can feel fast, you can feel great, and you can jump terribly, or you can feel terrible and jump far. My season best, I thought I strained my hamstring right before I jumped to 818. You never really know how it's going to work sometimes. It plays in your favor or it plays against you. But yeah, it's incredibly disappointed for myself, and really wanted to bring home a medal for Bermuda. I'm really upset that I didn't get a chance to fight for that medal.
And what happens now? Are you going to carry on? Are you finish now? Is too early to say? Or?
Yeah, there's maybe a chance that I have one more competition this year, but you know, it's always dangerous to talk about it right after a competition. A lot of people will tell you they're going to retire after a meet like this and not be doing what they want. So I'll just take a couple days and, you know, relax and try to just gather my thoughts before I make any final decisions on the rest of the season. So you're open. You've not made any clear-cut decision in your future as of yet, then? No, not for this season. And obviously I'll compete next season. And in 2018, I plan for that to be my last season if all things are continuing to move in the right direction like they have been. So yeah. For the rest of this season, if there's a good meet opportunity, you know, I'll take it, I guess. But, you know, I just really need to figure out what went wrong.
This will be the last Olympics, so you won't be coming back.
This will be, unfortunately, the last Olympics, and that's not the way I wanted to finish it off. But, you know, you win some, you lose some, right?
You say the runway was kind of fast.
Yeah.
How do you make adjustments to make sure that you're not
fouling? Yeah. You know, I moved back quite a bit. I noticed it in practice the other day. The runway was super fast, so normally my coach's mark is about 31 feet. I've got it back to about 31.4 just to make sure that I had enough room to go at the board. And on both my first two jumps, I was a foot over my coach's mark, and I still managed to get it in. So I was able to do the right things. It's just I was so far over that I couldn't really attack the board. So the last time I just moved back and said, let's just go get it. And yeah, right now I can't even imagine what went wrong. I mean, it felt fine. But I could tell when I landed that something had gone off because the way I landed was not typical of the way I do things in a competition or in practice. So, yeah.
I noticed in your warm-up you walked a lot of the track, a lot of the runway. Were you just measuring out what you needed, or were you just visualizing what you had to do?
Yeah, I like to do a little walk because there's a long waiting time, and you know, I like to walk to get my legs warmed up. And I've realized over the last couple of years I don't need to spend an hour and a half at my max just warming up all the time. I just take it easy, do some accelerations, get ready to go, come out here and go to business, and go to work rather. And man, it's a tough pill right now. So
not the birthday present you wanted for yourself.
Not the birthday present I wanted for myself, unfortunately. But I don't know, guys. I gave it everything I could. It's just these qualifying rounds they're tough. They're tough. You go from 32 guys to 12 guys in the span of an hour. And that's hard for anybody to deal with. There's some guys that were expected to be in there, including myself, who aren't in the final. And there's some guys that made it by the skin of their teeth. Centimeters separated the 12 to 17. It was a few centimeters between all those guys. And so that just tells you how close this competition is and how good these guys are. You just got to be there on the day. And man, I just thought I'm in the best shape of my life. I can't tell you why I didn't jump further.
Is starting to jump at 9:20 at night, a difficult thing?
It's a little different. It's definitely the latest I've ever jumped in a competition. You try to adjust your schedule all week long to get ready for it, but it's definitely something I'm not used to. But I try to just get mentally prepared, and once you're starting your warm-up, you don't realize what time it is. You're not looking at your clock anymore, but your body has its own clock, and sometimes that plays into it. You've seen a lot of guys here who, Olympic champion went 790. It's a guy that goes 830 at will. This guy, Michael Hartfield, went 836 just a few weeks ago, and he went 766. So there's a lot going on there technically. There are different types of long jumpers, and some runways benefit some over the other. Maybe that was what it was today. It's just it sucks to go out like this.
You gave it your all. That's all anyone can ask for, yeah?
I think I could ask of more, but what are you going to do, right?
All right.
All right, guys.
Cheers, Tyrone, mate.
All right, guys.